What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Had another special request from Miss Caitlin. Shout out to Caitlin. She commented on the other video I did of hers. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get back to you. I was playing Apex, and I could only like it, but no, definitely. This was some good stuff. She has a very great channel, so shout out to Caitlin. And somebody recommended I check this one out, America versus Australia, my emergency room stories. Australian healthcare, American living in Sydney. Hey, I have a video because before I start doing Australian videos, guys, I actually tore my knee, and I tore my patella in my knee. I was playing basketball, and then boom, went up for a shot, and before I knew it, I just heard a big pop, and my knee was in my thigh, basically. So, yeah, and I can link the video. I did a video a couple of months ago. I can link that so y'all can check it out, the full story. But yeah, playing basketball, tore my knee. At the time, I went full time doing YouTube, and I was doing substitute teaching as well. So yeah, I didn't get health insurance or nothing like that. So that video gonna explain. I'm still paying on those doctor bills and stuff, but I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything, so I had to call the ambulance. And y'all know in America, them things, they like $10,000, $5,000 to $10,000 for a ride. I'm telling you, we went like 10 miles maybe, if that. But yeah, full story. Check it out on my channel, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, the healthcare here in America. So I'm gonna see how it is in Australia. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations.
G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Caitlin and I'm an American learning to live down under here in beautiful Sydney, Australia. So since moving here, I have had so many friends both here in Australia and in America ask me what the healthcare system is like over here in Australia, if the healthcare system is really as much of a nightmare in America as people say. And while I'm still in the middle of doing research for a huge America versus Australia healthcare and health insurance video, this one is a little bit personal. In this, I am sharing my own emergency room stories both in America in 2019 and over here in Australia in December 2021. So both of these are completely based off of my own experience, and hopefully this will give just a little bit of insight into just how different the healthcare systems are between these two countries. So take a seat, grab a bicky, grab a cuppa, because this is America versus Australia, my emergency room stories. So the health insurance that I had over in the States was tied to my employment like it is for so many other Americans. I paid $78 a fortnight and my employer paid $141 on top of that. So we're talking $219 a fortnight that was being put towards my health insurance. And I actually had pretty decent healthcare coverage compared to some people I know.
And I feel like that's the thing that kind of sucks sometimes in America, because your health insurance depends on how good of a job you have. Most times, I work jobs, and sometimes it wasn't even worth getting the insurance at the job. I always got insurance because I always just did the free version, because I was like, oh, you know me, I never get hurt, blah, blah, blah. The moment I didn't get insurance, I got hurt. But yeah, it sucks. It really depends on where you work, though.
This was just for medical. It didn't cover dental. It didn't cover vision. This was just for medical. And I had about a $3,000 deductible over in the States. Over here in Australia, I am currently not eligible for Medicare. I know quite a few people have been asking me about this, saying, well, just apply for PR, you'll get it then. I will be able to apply for Medicare at the end of the year, but until the end of the year, I am not eligible for Medicare. And I did come over with private health insurance, which I still pay fortnightly, and that has been $88 a fortnight over here in Australia. So obviously, the price difference between the States and Australia is huge. On top of that, private health insurance isn't a requirement over here in Australia. There is a Medicare levy that does have to be paid over here if you don't have private health insurance, but it is significantly cheaper than the private health insurance over in the States. On top of that, health insurance in the States is actually a requirement, whereas over here in Australia, they have Medicare, so everybody who is a permanent resident or a citizen is already automatically covered through Medicare. So now that you know...
Automatically? That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. That's what I never understood. Like, firstly, I don't understand, like, when it comes to health insurance, like health. Why isn't our dental and vision included in that? Like, if I was to get hit in the eye, I do not go to the eye doctor. Go to the ER. Go to the doctor. If I get my lip busted and my teeth knocked out, I'm not going straight to a dentist to put my teeth back. Going to the ER. I never understood that.
That bit of background about my insurance issues. Let me jump into what happened to me in the States in 2019. These health issues were completely different. They were almost really random events. They had nothing to do with former health concerns, any sort of pre-existing medical conditions. These were both fairly random, and they are for completely different medical issues, so that will tie into the comparison a little bit. My issue over in the States was I was having really, really severe pain in like my uterus and that area. For adults, I think I could say uterus on YouTube. I went to the emergency room. Somebody drove me, so I didn't need an ambulance. They checked me in. I was in severe crippling pain. They had to lay me down on a bed, and I remember, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, that felt like an 8. It felt like something was really, really wrong. I was worried that maybe my IUD had shifted, but when the emergency room doctor came in, he did his quick little examination, basically just like pressing on my stomach in that area for about 30 seconds, sat down, said, no, your IUD hasn't shifted, it's not that. We can't give you an ultrasound right now because it's the weekend and our ultrasound machine is down on the weekends, and we have no ultrasound techs who work on the weekends.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't the hospital open 24/7? That's like Walmart saying we can't serve you on this side of the store. You have to be on this side of the store. You're 24 hours. I mean, all Walmart not 24 hours no more, but they do close down one side early now.
So he basically said all he could do was give me a prescription for extra strength ibuprofen, which is pretty much the same as Nurofen over here in Australia. He gave me a prescription for that, told me to follow up with my OBGYN, and to go home. I was in there for maybe about an hour, and for a pregnancy test and extra strength Nurofen, that cost me $742 after my insurance paid their portion. Before my insurance kicked in, it was a little over $1,200. Now, on top of that, I did require some care a little bit later. I did have to go to my OBGYN and get an ultrasound done at another hospital. The ultrasound cost me about $60, and the visit to my OBGYN cost me an additional $80. And on top of that, they couldn't.
I'm looking at the. I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at these Australian prices be like $20 to $40 more.
Actually properly diagnose me because I didn't have an ultrasound done when the actual incident was happening. So that was well over $800 spent to be told we don't know what happened. Now, as for my emergency room issue in Australia, it was very, very different. This actually involved my eyes. I wear contact lenses. I'm actually cross-eyed. I'm sure if you take some stills, you would be able to see that, but typically my eyes are fairly straight.
I never noticed it. I know when the eye looking the other way. I ain't never noticed that.
When I have my contacts in. I've been wearing them since I was 13.
I can tell when the eye gets to wandering. I ain't seen that. That's interesting.
But for some reason, my contacts one night wanted to give me a really weird problem. It wouldn't come out of my eye, and I had been playing around with my eyes so much to get it out that it had felt sore, it felt swollen, and it still felt like the contact lens was stuck in my eye. Ooh. So I went to sleep and woke up the next day, and it felt so much worse. So Mark drove me over to the emergency room that I was able to go to on my private health insurance. We couldn't go to the closer hospital because that's public. I had to go a little bit further to Westmead, which is private. And this was one of the things that really caught me off guard. Because it was COVID, Mark couldn't come in. So when I walked in and checked myself in, I gave them my health insurance card. I gave them a copy of my passport too. And they said, okay, it's going to be $312. I'm like, I haven't even been seen by anybody yet. Is that just the administrative cost of $312 for an emergency room visit before anybody's even seen me? So it is what it is. They said that they would mail me my invoice. I said that's fine. Sat down. I probably had about half an hour wait before actually seeing a doctor.
I'm telling, when I had my surgery, we had to pay half. We had to pay half before, like, they did all my blood work and everything, but before they did all my blood work and everything, They were like, we need to get this payment situated. You need to at least pay half for us to even get started, or even like, yeah, like they were like, oh yeah, you're gonna have your surgery this day, blah, blah. But we need this payment before we can even do anything. Why are hospitals like this? Why? Y'all don't even know if y'all gonna do a great job. You don't even know you're gonna do a great job or not with surgery or doing. And the fact that they charged her $300 for showing up. What has the world come to? What is it coming to other than an end? This is crazy.
Check my eyes. She washed them out. She rinsed them out, put a couple drops in, examined them. She said that she couldn't find anything in there. My eye was just so swollen from messing around with it so much that the contact lens had probably dislodged and popped out, and I didn't even realize it. So she gave me an antibiotic cream. She gave me some saline and sent me home. There was no need to go to the chemist like I did over in the States to get my prescription filled. It was all given to me right then and there. And this might not be the norm. Again, this is just my emergency room experiences. And I'm sure they're very different all across hospitals, all across the states and territories over here in Australia as well. So it took a little over a month for me to actually get that invoice in from the hospital. And when it came in, I almost fell over. My entire emergency room visit was $156.
That's too much money. That's too much money. At this point, we need YouTube doctors. I'm telling you, I could have found a video to see what's wrong with my eye on YouTube at this point. I probably could have did my own knee surgery at this point. What are these hospitals doing? Isn't this already coming? Like, is it not getting? They not getting money from taxes and stuff? That's what I don't understand. I know people in debt from having cancer, and I'm seeing St. Jude's get money every day. Asking at Walmart, and millionaires pouring into St. Jude and all these other cancer research. Why doesn't everybody get that? What is this money going to? Where is this money going to at this point? Like, this is crazy. $156 for them to say, oh, your contact shifted. I'll be getting fed up at the hospital. I ain't gonna lie.
It was half of the fee that they told me up front, and there were no additional costs added. And this was the entire fee up front. This was before I was reimbursed by my insurance company. I called them up, paid the full fee, and then sent a copy of that invoice over to my insurance. And they reimbursed me $90.35, which means my entire emergency room visit over here in Australia with just private health insurance without Medicare cost me $65.65 out of pocket. That's how much just the ultrasound cost me over in the States. I was absolutely flabbergasted when I opened up the statement and saw that that's all I had to pay.
That's crazy.
And then to find out that I was getting a huge chunk of that reimbursed through my insurance. Over in the States, you really have to fight with your insurance company to get anything reimbursed, to get a lot of things covered. Over here in Australia, all I had to do was fill out a claim form in about 60 seconds and I was finished.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in shock at just how affordable healthcare is over here in Australia. Like, I almost said the word cheap, and I know that there are Australians who are going to be like, that's not cheap. Having to pay that much, like, no, wait till you're on Medicare and it's free, or wait till you're on Medicare and it'll be like $6, not $65. That's cheap. But with my experience...
See, but this is different for this being the private healthcare. You know, the money, I feel like that's what the number she's showing. If you have private healthcare in Australia, I believe that's what I'm getting from this. But all in all, like she said, I paid thousands of dollars to have my surgery. And they gonna send me a $22 check in the mail. My mom was like, you got a check? I'm thinking, like, well, who sent me a check? She says, from the hospital. $22. What am I finna do with $22? And I paid thousands of dollars. Y'all could have kept that $22. Or added a couple of more zeros on that thing. It's ridiculous. It's
This is
ridiculous.
in the States. Even just
y'all.
going to your regular doctor, your GP or your PCP as it's normally called over in the States, that can cost up to $100 if you're not going for just a regular routine annual examination. Going to my dermatologist for a prescription refill used to cost me $90 just to walk in the door and get seen over in the States, and that was with my health insurance. Over here, I was able to get that exact same prescription filled by a GP. It cost me $10 to go to the GP, and the prescription only cost me $7. So it really is amazing just how affordable the healthcare is over here. I can only imagine what it's like in other OECD countries that have a sort of similar healthcare system to Australia. And honestly, it is so frustrating to hear so many Americans talk about how horrible a socialized healthcare system could be or how terrible the care is, when really I feel like I've had so much.
I feel like every other country, they care about their people, because why? The two main things that they push, or at least one of them, that they push on us in the school, go to college. If you want us to go, make it free. If you want us to be all we can be and have opportunity, make it free. Maybe more people would go. Maybe kids would actually be interested in going to college. I know even smart kids that probably could apply for a lot of scholarships, and it still wasn't enough. And they had to either take longer years to finish college or did not go at all because of money. Make it free. We know people are going to get sick. You know people are going to have health issues. People born with health. If you care about your people, those are two main things. For somebody's future and for somebody's health. But no, we don't care about those things. We charging an arm and a leg, literally. I mean, I remember being in college, like, I had to move out my first semester because I didn't know I owed money. I'm out here owing money. Did not know. It's craziness. People like, I'm just go to the military. That's why most people go to the military in America if they want to go to college, because the military is going to pay for their college. If we're being real.
Better care over here in Australia than I've ever had over in the States. Granted, I've had a lot more care over in the States. I've seen an array of different doctors. Some were wonderful, some were awful. And over here in Australia, I've been lucky that the doctors I've run into are very kind and professional. The administrative staff and the nurses have been professional and very, very helpful so far. And again, this is all just coming from my own personal experience. I don't really have statistics to talk about. Like I said, this is one of those more anecdotal, kind of chill videos with you guys. This isn't something where I'm going to be getting into a deep dive talking about the statistics of healthcare and yada, yada, yada. I'm still doing a little bit more research on that, and it feels like I have gone down a huge rabbit hole trying to find this information. So that video is in the pipeline. It will happen. It might not happen too soon, but I'm still doing research on that. So stay tuned if you want to see what that future America versus Australia video is going to be. But thank you guys for watching, for listening to my little comparison of my emergency room stories in America versus Australia. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button down below to join our little Amer-Australian family. I post on Mondays and normally Thursdays about the differences between American and Australian culture and the overall process of learning to live down under. My name's Caitlin, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Nice. But yeah, not bad. I mean, God, like at first, when I used to watch these videos, pre-injury, but before I was injury, I guess, BI instead of BCB. I would watch these videos like, dang, that sucks. Why is our healthcare system? Because I wasn't really into. Then I got hurt. This ain't the first time I've been hurt, because many times, when I was hurt before, I tore my Achilles and I had to have surgery the first time. And, they have little assistance, like if you don't make that much money, there is assistance that, pay for your surgery, pay for like your visits and stuff like that. I was able to do that the first time, because I was like a sophomore in college, worked at like a restaurant. So I'm not making that much. The second time I tore my Achilles, this is what I noticed. I still wasn't making that much, but I made more than I did before. And they were like, all right, they're going to cover the surgery, but they only pay for like two of the doctor visits. and they covered like a portion of the what's it called, the physical therapy and stuff like that. So didn't have to pay nothing then. I didn't get surgery because I tore one Achilles. I had surgery on, tore the other one. I let it heal by itself because I was like, I'm not going under that knife again. And just recently in August, tore my knee up. Try to do the assistance again because I'm like, I just started doing YouTube. I was subbing and stuff. So I make a good amount, but it wasn't a lot. You know what I'm saying? But now I had to, with those first two, I didn't have a family. Now I do. You get what I'm saying? And they took that into consideration and stuff as well. So now mine and my wife's income are on there. So, and we together it looked like we make a lot, together, but didn't have that option this time. It sucked because, I needed it, but I'm telling you, I'm posting I already got the video posted. I'm gonna put it on one of the cards so y'all can watch it. But even physical therapy, I went to physical therapy one time. Why? They try to charge me $100 a visit. $100. And then they're on the phone saying, we only charge $100 for people without insurance, but with people that have insurance, they charge more. That's why America is so stuck on the insurance company. That's probably why the insurance companies don't be so quick to, they don't be quick to react when it comes to, reimbursements and stuff like that, because they know the hospital are charging them double. Which means if I'm doing physical therapy and I have insurance, they probably charging me double just because they're trying to get that money. That's what it's all about. Money makes the world go around. Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bill. But it's some craziness, man. It's some craziness. But that's why I've been working hard. I'm out here. I want to travel and stuff. But my doctor bills got in the way. So, but soon. I will soon. If y'all keep running these videos up, YouTube could change my life. I'm not trying to be Mr. Beast, but if he see this, that would be good. Sometimes I hope I just walk into Walmart and he's doing a challenge, but that's all I have, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.